the triple stochastic oscillator, which is available for various platforms on the TradingFinder website. From this section, you can download the indicator file for MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5 platforms and run it on your chart. Additionally, interested traders can thoroughly read this comprehensive page to learn in detail about precisely how the indicator functions and its overall functionality. From the Navigator section, we carefully select the specific indicator file and then proceed to run the indicator by simply dragging the file directly onto the chart area. Once the indicator is placed on the chart, an oscillator window will appear at the bottom of the chart. The triple stochastic indicator is an advanced and enhanced version of the stochastic indicator, which identifies the trend direction and trend strength for us. Traders can enter a buy position when the oscillator line crosses above the signal line, and when the oscillator line crosses below the signal line, they can enter a sell position in the market. In this section, I will change the color of the lines. When the oscillator line definitively enters the overbought zone, subsequently crosses clearly below the signal line, and then decisively exits the overbought area, at that precise moment we can confidently consider entering a sell position within the financial market. And when the oscillator enters the deeply oversold zone, crosses clearly above the signal line, and then definitively exits the oversold area, we can confidently enter a buy position in the market. In the Settings section, specifically under Inputs, we have several important options available. In the very first input field, we can precisely specify the calculation period length of the indicator, or say. It is important to note that the higher this value is set, the longer the periods it effectively displays for us. Conversely, the lower this value is configured, the shorter the periods for which it accurately generates signals. In the next input, we can set the phase change speed, which is the sensitivity coefficient of the indicator and is set to 5 by default. The lower we set this value, the faster the trend changes from bullish to bearish, and the higher we set it, the slower the indicator will generate signals for trend changes from bearish to bullish and from bullish to bearish. In the next input, we can set the movement range of the indicator between the overbought and oversold levels. In this section, we can adjust the maximum and minimum range so that it stays within the specified boundaries. And whenever the Relative Strength Index, or RSI, reaches the 75 range, we definitively know that we are in the overbought zone, and conversely, whenever it reaches the 25 range, we clearly know that we have entered the oversold zone, indicating a potential reversal in price action. In the next input, we can precisely adjust the denoise value, which directly relates to effectively filtering out very small price movements and significantly helps to display the oscillator line for us much smoother and completely without any unwanted noise. In the next section, we can set the alert status, but if the first input or the alert option is set to false, the other options won't be functional either. However, if we carefully set this option to true, then whenever the oscillator line crosses the signal line, specific alerts will be automatically triggered for us. In the next input, we can enable or disable the alert functionality when the price is still open and significant crosses occur for us. If this particular option is meticulously set to true, then while our candle is still actively open and a crucial cross indeed occurs, an immediate alert will be promptly triggered for us, providing timely notification of the event. And if this particular option is explicitly set to false, an alert will only be triggered if the current candle is completely closed and a cross, specifically a significant cross, occurs. In the next input, we can enable or disable the option to send alerts as messages on the screen. In the following input, we can enable or disable the option to send alerts as sound. In the next input, we can enable or disable the option to send alerts to the mailbox. If this option is set to true, you must have already completed the email settings in the Tools tab under Options. In the next input, we can enable or disable the option to send alerts as notifications to the mobile. In the following inputs under the Timeout section, we can specify the time interval between alert messages, which is the maximum time MetaTrader will attempt to send the message. By default, this is set to 4, meaning the indicator will issue alerts for up to 4 candles. And finally, in the last input, we can set the subject of the alert or a custom message. Well, friends, we've reached the end of this indicator tutorial. We would be truly delighted if you could kindly share your valuable comments and thoughtful suggestions with us in the dedicated comments section below. Your feedback is incredibly important to us.